Okay, time for another review, and we're going to look at a Mastertronic Plus release this time. It's a reissue of an Activision game. It's Barry McGuigan World Championship Boxing. Pretty basic front cover on this one. It is the original cover from the Activision release. It says Barry McGuigan World Championship Boxing on it. It's got a picture of Barry McGuigan boxing, and it's got the Mastertronic Plus logo at the bottom there. Logo on the spine, and the price $2.99, and on the back screenshots of boxing and various boxing stats, and the blurb: congratulations, you've been invited to participate in the challenge of Barry McGuigan's World Championship Boxing. Iron twisting strength is definitely an asset, but for a shot at the title you'll need more than that. Inside the packaging we've got some instructions. As it says there, copyright Activision, welcome to the World Championship, blah blah blah. Pretty much most of the same blurb that was on the back cover, and then a bit more about strategy, finesse, lightning, fast reflexes, etc, etc. And it goes on to tell you about some boxing styles. And then at the bottom there it says further instructions on enclosed leaflet. We'll get to that in a second. The inside is some promotion of some other releases on the Mastertronic Plus packaging. So let's get to that booklet, and basically, yeah, it comes with a big instruction booklet as well, which has got several pages telling you how to play the game. So we'll take a quick look at that. It's a rather funny arrangement because it starts over here. No, actually it doesn't, it starts over this side. So it tells you the last boxing style, and it tells you about a two-player game, one-player game, all the basic things about how you set up a new boxer, and then it's got some stuff about circuit status, training camp, and the various attributes of your boxers: endurance, stamina, strength, agility, and then a bit more about the actual boxing, the bit that people actually care about playing. It's got the controls, with and without fire pressed, bit about what each of the moves are, defensive options, and the loading instructions. And on the other side it's lots of the same stuff in foreign languages. Here's the loading screen, and pretty functional. It's got a nice championship boxing title belt there, and a Barry McGuigan signature. Is that his real signature? I've got no idea, but that's pretty much it. It says Barry McGuigan Championship Boxing. So here we have the title screen, and as you can probably see, no mention of Barry McGuigan at all on this. This is called Star Rank Boxing according to the title screen, and it's copyright 1985 Sportswear Productions Incorporated. Although that seems to be sportswear with a double R, don't know if that was intentional or not. And other than that, it's unspectacular with some mediocre music as well. And you can choose from one or two player game. Obviously I'm going to choose one player. And then you get the option to either get a boxer, which allows you to retrieve the boxer you used last time, as long as you've left the computer switched on. There's no load and save. Or you can create a new boxer, so we'll do that. So you give the boxer a name. Matt Balboa. And you can choose some characteristics for the boxer. So you can be white or black. You can have various colours of hair, and various colours of trunks, and not boots, or kind of boots around the edge of the boots. Well, I actually know it was gloves. So we'll go with some green, because that's lovely. And then you can choose a style, which can be a boxer, mixed, slugger, a bulldog, a dancer. Dancer doesn't sound very effective, so we'll go with a mixed, and also an image. So there's various things there, so you can be, for example, a loudmouth. I don't know if that has any influence on the game whatsoever or not. We'll soon find out, or maybe we won't. Next up you get two options, New Pro or Contender, and that just basically indicates where you start in the rankings. So we'll start with as a New Pro, which puts you at the bottom of the rankings. Then you get a breakdown of your character there. I just noticed I spelt Balboa wrong as well. I think to be Balboa, but never mind. And then you get the rankings, and you can basically challenge the next 2 people above you to a fight. As you can see, these are the rankings. You've got Barry McGuigan at the top, finally a mention of Barry McGuigan. And all these various made up sort of characters. So basically you pick which one you want to fight, and then you can also see you've got different amounts of money you can earn, scheduled number of rounds, and the weeks until the bout, so they vary as well. So we'll go up against Pedro Ramirez. And that gives you a breakdown of what Pedro's like. And then you can accept or refuse. Obviously I'm going to accept. And then you've got a number of weeks to train in, and you basically allocate some time to each of these categories as you see fit. So for example, we've got 8 weeks. We could have 1 week of road work, 1 of spar time, 2 of weights, 2 of heavy bag, and 2 of light bag. Again, don't really know what impact that has on the match itself, but they seem to think it's useful, so we'll go with it. And finally it comes to the fight, and it's quite interesting. It's quite nice graphics on the fight. The sound's a bit mediocre. It's just like the hiss of a crowd in the background and some punching noises. What's interesting is you can't actually move backwards and forwards. All you can do is the punches, the various punches. For example, pushing down does a body shot towards the opponent, does I don't know, that's a jab I suppose. Away from it's another kind of jab I think, and upwards is puts your guard up. If you hold the fire button down you get another set of moves which are sort of outside the body punches rather than inside. So you've got another, what looks like a jab to me, there's another body shot, an uppercut, and a hook. And the boxer uses each alternate hand each time he hits. So yeah, you can't move away from the opponent. That's done automatically. I don't know when it decides to do that. And you've got some stats at the top there. In the top left and right corners you've got endurance, which is basically how much strength you've got left. Before, when that comes down below 10, then any hit will basically knock you to the floor. As you can probably tell, mine isn't very good, which has probably got something to do with the training I did or didn't do. So that was the first round over, and I won that one, 10 points to 8. And it gives you your endurance. You get back a bit at the end of each level. Well, basically each round's pretty much the same. You just got to fight the guy, and hope you get more hits in him than he gets on you. Every time you miss, your endurance goes down, which is a bit annoying. So that's it really. Graphics are quite nice, as I said. There's lots of features in the game in terms of customization and you know, kind of a career mode, which is all quite cool stuff for a game from 1985 originally. As you can see, I got knocked over there, but I'm getting back up. But basically that's it. In terms of the actual fighting, I think it's one of those games where you've got to really play it a long time and learn the strategy. Obviously I'll try and at least complete this bout one way or another. It's not looking good for me because I've not landed a single punch here, I don't think. So I'll carry on with the match and see how it turns out, but I think I can already predict the outcome here. There we go, I got knocked down again. And I've got up again. And down again. And up again. And that's it, because 3 times knocked out in a single round means it's a TKO. So that was a disaster basically. So he's got his arms raised in the air. So despite me winning on points, I got my ass kicked basically. So I think a bit more training is required. So there you go, that summarises the match, winners and losers purse, etc. Judges scoring and the outcome. Another little tune. And back to the beginning, and basically now if you choose one player game and you choose Get Boxer, it fetches that guy back from the first match and you can have another go with him. Or you can start again with a new boxer. So let's pick a different opponent. Let's pick Cannonball Corby and see how I get on against him. So I'm now in the second round against Cannonball Corby, and this guy's more my level. I did more training with weights and running this time, which seems to have improved my endurance, but more importantly his endurance is rather pathetically low. So I'm already ahead of him in the endurance stakes, which means it's just a matter of grinding out the fight and hoping for a knockdown. He is quite good at blocking, this guy, actually. But a couple more hits should knock him down here. There we go. Dubious animation on the knockdowns. The crowd gets quite excited when there's a knockdown, though. You see some camera flashes in the crowd, or should I say background of circular pink circles. He's going to be quite close, this, actually. There we go, got him again, another gut shot. There go the camera flashes from the pink circles. And the count's going in the bottom left here, didn't mention that before. And it looks like it's a knockout. Hooray! Victory is mine. So either I chose a better training routine there or a worse opponent. But either way, the audience is ecstatic. And so am I. So there's not much more point playing through again. You get the idea. I guess it's just a case of you build up your career by starting with the lower ranked people, gradually work your way up the rankings and eventually get a fight against Barry McGuigan, which I definitely haven't got time or inclination to do. For $2.99 I think it's a pretty decent game. It's certainly a little bit more cerebral than some of the other boxing games of this era. There's plenty to tweak with the settings and stuff like that to try and improve your boxer and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, pretty nice game. Not really for me, but definitely I think worth the $2.99 asking price.
If you only knew the power of the dark side. 2, 1, 0.